but no other symptoms, just fever for 2 days, and then nothing else. I mean, she's fine, but she cannot leave her apartment until she get a clean tampon.
Yeah. Wow. A clean what?
What do you call it? A clean test.
Oh, okay.
We call it tampon. Yeah, I know. that sounded weird. Sorry for that. I realized what I was saying. In Italian, we call it tampone, which is just like.
Doing quite well. I saw you sipping on your glass of wine there. It got me a little jealous. It's 10 o'clock.
That wasn't wine. It's 4 o'clock here. It was just a Coke. Now, wine will come in about an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Okay, that's about me too. That's when I'm going to start pouring mine. I know it's the afternoon, but hey, I'm doing it.
Needs to be at least 6 o'clock. Otherwise, I won't handle my kids. So.
Very good. Very good. So how's it?
And we're live now, right?
We're live. Yeah.
Awesome. So Alessandro Ippati is a YouTuber. He focuses on a lot of tech. He's a gadget guy. I know Chado loves gadgets, and so we thought it'd be a good idea to have you on, man.
Sure.
And you are actually making history because you are the first international caller that we have on Two Bros Podcast. So thanks a lot, Alessandro. We appreciate you doing
it. Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure's all ours. So tell us, what's your what's the secret sauce? I guess if you gave it away, then it wouldn't be secret anymore, right? So,
what's my secret? I mean, it's not a secret. I mean, it's something I loved before having kids, and it's a good excuse I use with my wife. I mean, I'm buying gadgets to show my kids and getting them interested, but the truth is, it's that I never grew up, so. They're all for me for the moment, at least until the kids they can't access my studio. They know they cannot access because it's it's mind blowing when you get in. It's full of gadgets. I'll show you around in a second.
Yeah,
and I love being surrounded by toys and tech stuff. So it's something I can, and it's hard to manage that economically, like when you have a family. So it's a struggle.
Right.
I know the feeling.
You and I are familiar with each other because we work in the same venue, so I know how much time you have actually working, actually doing your 9 to 5. And so when you go on your YouTube page and you see the quality of what you're putting out, that's some hot stuff, man. So that takes a lot of time. How much do you actually play? How much do you like pick something up and just say, okay, how does this? Let me see how long it takes me to figure out how this thing works. When you grab a hold of something new.
Let's say that 90% of the time and the ideas that I have them at night when kids are already sleeping, and I usually throw down on paper what's my ideas and usually bullet points of what I'm going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you need to find inspiration. I had a period of like a couple of months where I wasn't posting. From when the COVID emergency started up to a couple of weeks ago, I didn't post anything because I was still processing the situation. So it was a bit hard for me. Even though I had ideas, I threw them down and I left them apart because I had to deal with the situation, kids being home and they're sitting in front of the computer the entire day. So all the attentions were on them. And of course, our work, as you know, increased like crazy. And we were often working after hours, so it was a bit hard to keep challenge of that. That's why I kept on hold. But usually on our let's say when COVID is not around, I use my hour break. Every once in a while, I get out of the base. I go to some places close by. The base is just like 1 kilometer from the beach, so I have beautiful sightseeing at 5 minutes drive. So I have that hour to shoot my video, my speech.
Right.
And then let's say that hour plus, let's say 2 days in the lunch break and a couple of hours for editing at home. I mean, I'm really fast at editing, and it's something I got after editing so many weddings. Italian weddings are really famous to be a thing. And an Italian wedding start at 7 o'clock in the morning at the bride's house and finish at 2 o'clock in the a.m. So really, really tiring. And usually we went home with 6 or 7. I don't know if you remember the mini DVs. and that was a challenge because you had to wait 7 hours to import that on the computer. Thank God now it's not like that anymore, and you have an SD card, and it's much faster. But I got that through editing weddings and events and Christmas and stuff like that. So I got fast thanks to that.
What's your weapon of choice when it comes to cameras? What do you use the gamut? I'm sure you have a little bit of everything. What's your favorite?
I'm a Sony guy.
You're a Sony guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I was a Canon guy my entire life, but the last 3 or 4 years, mirrorless and Sony cam are what I think are the most reliable at the moment.
I'm only reason I don't like, I have a Sony camera. Shouldn't say that, but Sony has their own plugs. Am I correct? Is they don't have universal stuff, and that was one.
I mean, you can adapt. There's adapter for other kind of lenses. I have them, but of course you lose all the features, the autofocus and all the amazing features that Sony has. It impressed me when I passed from my Canon 60D to a Sony A6500, which is the main camera I use, and I was impressed about even though it doesn't have a flip out screen, and that was a bummer, especially for me that I want to vlog and move around and see what I'm shooting.
Right.
It was a bummer. I wasn't liking it at the end, but then I began to trust it. And I know that once I set the camera is going to stay like that, and everything is going to be in focus. I don't remember a time where I lost focus or the camera lost me, and it's in the build quality of the lens and of the camera.
Wow.
So it's reliable, and I love it.
Yeah, that's cool. So when you get, like John said, where do you find inspiration to do random stuff that you're not working on for other people? Like, how do you just pick something and shoot a flower? I mean, this is Van Gogh-esque, you know what I'm saying? This is more Shakespeare. Like, you just wake up and find something to do, you know?
Inspiration can come from stuff I do during the day. And for example, a week ago, I was bored at home, and I started fixing all my gear. And I found a drone that I reviewed a couple of years ago, and I decided to plug a 360 camera on top of it and try to fly it in my garden. I mean, the neighbors were not happy at all because, of course, during COVID-19, everybody's at the window staring. What are you doing? I mean, we're in the south of Italy, so don't forget that. And what you see in movies about the south of Italy is not even close to what's it like in the real, like what really is. So yeah, I mean, I did this, and this came. I just had an idea. I saw that I had the right pieces to mount the Insta360 on top of it and try to fly it in the garden. It was a bit of a disaster, but it turned out to be like an entertaining video. But 90% of my inspiration comes from another addiction I have, which is YouTube videos. I follow lots of creators out there. I mean, there's amazing people out there, and I mean, I was a cameraman my entire life. I mean, I was in the back of the camera.
So that's where, okay.
Yeah, the way you're seeing me now, I mean, I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I wasn't used to being in front of the camera, but then I started liking it. And you know, I mean, the more you do, the fluent you are. At the beginning, I was reading, and if you see my first videos, you can see I was reading, and I hate that. That's why I'm working now for bullet points, trying to rehearse a bit and trying to be as natural as possible, because people that are watching you understand if you're reading or not. Yeah. I mean, I hate it when I see a YouTuber reading paper. Right. And I don't want my viewers to be bored.
Right. You can do this if you follow these instructions like this.
Okay. Exactly.
You got your own shtick too, man. I noticed that in your more recent videos, you start off as to what you're going to talk about, but then you'll throw in this. But let's do this. Let's do all of this after our intro, and then your funky intro comes up. And
exactly. That's small tricks that, of course, learning on YouTube, because YouTube is an actual job. There's people who make an income out of it, and I mean, I do it I don't do it for the money, even though my channel is monetized. But we're talking about like really cents a month. I think I never saw a Google check for the moment, and I'm not interested in. What I'm interested in is create content, and companies are reaching out to me, sending me gadgets to review, and that's amazing. I mean, I recently got for free a knockout of the DJI Osmo Pocket, which is 200 euros of value, which is something.
I'm itching over here.
It's amazing. Where is it? I have it here somewhere.
I love that.
But anyway, it's a great knockoff of the camera. I think it's even better than the camera itself, than the DJI Osmo Pocket. Here it is. It's light, and of course it's really delicate. Let's not forget, it's like something. It's totally Chinese. Even DJI is Chinese, but the quality build, there's a difference. Even though 4K on this camera looks better than the Osmo Pocket in daylight conditions.
That camera is built in, right?
It's a gimbal. It's basically a gimbal.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, and it's got a screen on it, and it's wow.
It has a screen on it, and I can vlog with it just by tapping 3 times.
Wow!
It goes straight to my face, and it tracks me.
And it tracks you. Wow, that's impressive.
Of course, built-in microphone sucks. Awful. But you can, with a Type-C adapter, you can put in a microphone, and you have a vlogging beast with you.
Nice.
I carried this at the beach. We went to the beach today with this, and it was great playing with the kids. And for the first time, I handed out a camera to my wife, because usually when I give it to her and she gives it back, it looks like it's like a Parkinson style video. That's basically unusable on the internet, even on social media. It's something.
Yeah, it looks like I have that problem too. Sometimes I wind up watching what I'm viewing and I'm taping the floor. Yeah,
exactly.
It's tough to be in this space when you're trying to vlog and do all this videography. People think you're crazy, right? People look at you and go, "What's this guy doing?" And then they come with the second half of it is, "Are you a YouTuber?" And then they go, "Oh, are you an Instagrammer, or are you a blogger or vlogger?" And so many people have this like, "Yeah, you could do it too. I'm just doing what you do," right? I mean, it seems like people have this, like you were appointed this, and this is self-starting, right? This is all something that you've chose to do. No one said, "Hey, go do this." You got up and said, "Hey, I want to do this, and this is fun to me, and I like trying it." So
I tried it. I mean, I decided to try out one video because I got this Sony A6500. So I came from the camcorders, from Canon camcorders.
Yeah.
Okay. So. And Canon just like reflex, using it just for pictures. So Sony A6500 gave me the possibility of having both in my hand. Great picture quality, so great pictures, and amazing video.
Wow.
And it was like end of 2015 was like when I started getting addicted to YouTube videos. I mean, I started looking closely to many great creators who are now have like 4 or 5 million subscribers. At the time, they had like just a couple 100,000, which is huge. I mean, I'm at 3,200, 300 more or less, and it takes a lot of work to be consistent. That's something I will never succeed in, because for me, I can post a video a day for 5 days and then not post for two months. I mean, when you have a family, a full-time job, its schedule cannot be respected. So that's something I was sure about that I could not respect it from the beginning. So it became as a game. That's why I wanted to keep being a game. It's something I like, and if it's not it doesn't come from me. Like, for example, there's never a day that I say, "Okay, let's post something just to post it." I mean, if I post, it means I want to share it.
Right. Yeah, that's. Hold on, I think I lost you.
No, I'm here. Not talking.
Oh, okay. No, it was me. I clicked on something.
We're still here. No, you're right. I mean, like self-starting is probably the best way to do it, and everybody seems to run that gamut between, "Hey, what are you doing? You guys look silly," into, "Hey, wait a minute, who is this guy?"
Right.
Chad and I had that experience when we interviewed a guy who owns a local burger spot He's got a self-starter burger spot. And so we went to his place. He hooked us up and we sat down and we talked to him. And so it literally ran from who are you to are you famous?
Right.
So by the end of it, they want to know who we are. And so it was funny. And this is something that, you know, I mean, we thought about this in a bar. We were sitting in a bar and I said, hey, you know, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. And Chad said, okay, well, I'm thinking about starting a podcast and I got equipment. We're like, okay, so let's go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it starts from nothing and it just, you know, what we get asked all the time is people go, what do you guys talk about? And where do you come up with the ideas? And we say the same thing. We said, do you need a motivation to talk to your brother or to talk to people and talk to family? And I think everybody's gotten so scripted that we freestyle. We just say, hey, man, this is life. I mean, we're not, whether we got 1 follower, 2 followers, or we get 20, you know. And some days you have the heavy streams where people are watching, and then I call it face look because people come on, they look and they go, oh, okay, I don't want people to see me looking. So let me just back out a little bit. And so there's this little bit of pride that people have, but we enjoy it. We have fun. Like John said, I'm a gadget guy myself and drives my family nuts. I can't throw away, and maybe tell me if I'm wrong. Can you throw away plugs or power cords? Can you?
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Don't move. I'll show you.
Oh, I got to see that junk drawer.
Okay, we recently moved to a new apartment, okay? And I had like 10 or 15 boxes of cables. So this is just one of the 27 boxes of cables. And I'm talking USB, micro USB to USB. Yeah. Nothing gets thrown away in this house. And it's a problem. It's becoming a problem. I have a 140 square meter home, like 3 huge bedrooms, my studio, which I fought for. This was one of the conditions when we bought a house. I need a room. Yeah, I need a room, and I need a key on the door, and nobody has to get in. That was one condition. And when we moved here, it was like only a pile was left in a corner, and it was like 30 boxes of cables.
Wow. Wow.
So when you're a gadget guy, you need to have them. I mean, you have everything. You get Insta360. You don't have a cable. You have a spare one, and you lose time. Otherwise, that's going back to the question, like how much time do you dedicate it? Yeah. When you have so short time, you cannot leave anything to the case. I mean, you know where everything has to be.
True.
Talking about hard drives. This is stuff that's on my desk. And even though I'm not supposed to say this, I mean, I usually like fix up my stuff even during like work time while I'm here at home. Because if I have a second, I mean, everything is on the desk here. You can't see it. It's a mess. I mean,
wow.
I have like 20 or 30 hard drives, everything to put in order and stuff. I just order a 10 terabyte hard drive to store one in the safe, like all the pictures of the kids and videos and stuff like that, because that's the most valuable.
It is.
It's a choppy bandwidth here. It looks like.
Yeah, I was trying to share the page and do a bunch of things, but you guys okay? I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a full-time job managing space and real estate and plugs. I have plugs in every corner of my little studio. This was also a condition of mine. It was like, I gotta have my home office. That was the quote unquote home office. And it turned into a studio, and I got racks, I got plugs. I pulled out some cassettes. You know, I've been in the music industry for a couple of years, never made any money out of it. And I had all these tapes from when we were recording years ago. And I said, look, I'm going to pull the tapes out and start playing them on Facebook and playing them. They're old original music. And my kids are like, what's that, Dad? And I'm like, that's a cassette. It's a tape recorder. And they're like, what do you do with it? Why is all the things flying out of it? And, you know, I broke the tape and it popped, and they were like, what is this thing? And it plays, and let me hear it. And I was like, whoa, this thing really works. And I'm like, yeah, this is all we had at the time. And it's it's funny because then you become the go-to guy for, hey, Dad, how do you make this work to this, and how do you plug this in, and then it becomes like, come on, guys, I show you this stuff all day long, and then you still don't remember how to do it, and they go, oh, well, because we got you, you know.
Yeah, that's something that happens a lot. I mean, I still have an original like VHS player, and what happened is that I get out. We have a huge family. I mean, my wife's family is like there are many of them.
Yeah.
My family is just like we're just a few, but their family, like, there are a lot. So they have lots of VHS and Super 8 millimeter films that they want to get into digital. So there's not a week that I don't get asked, like, can you please like put the 3 hours cassette on a file or stuff like that. And I'm the guy they request like to do it because I have all the equipment. I have VHS, I have Dazzle importing cameras like from the old days, and they're still in good shape and work. So that's something that I need to cope with because I'm the guy who does that.
It's a gift and a curse, as we call it.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse, and people love you for it, but they don't realize how much of your time it takes. You do it, like you said, a 3 hour analog video.
And it needs to play for 3 hours because you're importing digitally. So you just press record and import on the PC, and it goes by itself, and it goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even leave for 3 hours, but of course, if something goes wrong, you have to do it all.
You got to do it all over.
Yeah, all over. Yeah.
I feel your pain, young man. So, so I love your videos. I mean, you shoot some amazing stuff. You shoot some crazy angles. What's the south of Italy like today? Are we to believe everything we're hearing?
I don't know what you're hearing. Then I tell you what I got out with the kids this morning for the first time in 3 months. We went to the beach.
Wow.
And beach was not crowded at all. I mean, people were respecting distance. We actually met some friends of ours that we hadn't seen in a long time, keeping at least 2 meters far away. My kids were wearing a mask. Their grandma made them beautiful colored masks for the kids. And it looks under control. We haven't had a case here in Brindisi in the last a week or so, not even one case.
Wow,
wow.
Let's say that south of Italy wasn't hit that bad like the north of Italy.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's for the weather. I mean, we had amazing weather for the last 2 months. I'm talking about like 24 degrees standard Celsius. I don't know what's that, how you translate that, but it's like, let's say it's June hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like that for the last 2 months. That's why people were getting crazy, because one thing is to be inside the house when outside it's raining. And the other thing is, like, I'm lucky because we have 200 square meter garden. I mean, it's lovely. So kids just get out and play. They have an inflatable toy castle that they're playing. They just plug it in and they play for hours.
Yeah.
And they didn't feel a lot being closed inside. But I imagine somebody that has a like 2 bedrooms apartment at the second floor with no garden, I would drive nuts.
Yeah.
And but I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say situation is under control because I don't want to be. I don't want to bring bad luck.
Yeah.
But it looks like that.
Good. What was the maximum amount of cases you guys saw during its peak? What we would call a peak. But how much were you seeing? Like people getting sick, and are you directly affected? Any neighbors? Any friends? Or
I'm talking about Brindisi, like south of Italy, a city of 100,000 inhabitants.
Yeah.
The maximum day score, the worst day was 37, I think. Nobody actually currently. There's nobody in intensive care.
Okay.
And it has been like that for the last 10 days. Maximum intensive care was 10 or 15.
Wow.
Really close friend of mine's wife. She worked as a nurse in elderly house, like people, the old people house.
Yep.
What do you call it? Nursing home.
Nursing home. Yeah.
assisted living.
And yeah, that's what happened in Italy, like all around Italy, and in particular here in Brindisi. All this nursing home where became since though they were full of old people and people visiting,
Yeah.
they became concentrated with COVID cases.
Yeah.
So out of like there were 200 guests, and nearly 80 got infected with
Jeez.
that. So the people who died in Brindisi, which are like around 30, out of those 30, like 25 or 24 out of the nursing house.
Mm.
So and this friend of mine, Valeria, she works in this nursing home. She assisted an old lady having a breathing really serious breathing issue, and she died. And she was the one assisting her. And even though she had mask and she was all covered, like all the specimen you need to do that job,
Right.
she got COVID-19.
Mm.
Luckily, she had only 2 days of fever and then nothing at all.
Okay.
Problem is that she lives with her husband and a kid, which is my twin's age. It's 4 years old, and they're currently living. It's already 45 days. She's still positive. They're currently living in the same house, and she's in one room never getting out, without seeing her kid. So Luca, her husband, is like taking care of the kid like full time, and cooking for her, sleeping with her, and with no contact with his wife, which is kind of sad and tiring after a while.
Yeah.
But no other symptoms, just fever for 2 days, and then nothing else. I mean, she's fine, but she cannot leave her apartment until she get a clean tampon.
Yeah. Wow. A clean what?
What do you call it? A clean test.
Oh, okay.
We call it tampon. Yeah, I know. that sounded weird. Sorry for that. I realized what I was saying. In Italian, we call it tampone, which is just like.
Okay, listen.
I had to check myself. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm imagining this, and I'm like, no, he can't mean that. No.
No. In Italian, we call it tampone. That's why I translate it like that. I'm sorry.
Pull the string. Pull on the string, honey. Pull it out.
Yeah.
That's internationally we have some. There's some weird transferable phrases. One of them that caught me. I still do a lot of. I do hotel work around the world. And I was renovating a hotel in London, right? In Belgrave's, London. And we were doing the job, walking around, and one of the project managers comes to me and said, "Hey, man, after work, we want to go get a beer and a fag." And I said, "No, I don't want a fag. I'll take the beer, but I don't want a fag." And the guy said, "I saw you with a fag the other, I was smoking, and I didn't know that meant a cigarette, a stogie or whatever you want to call it." And he was so like shook that I was like, "No, I don't do fag. I don't." And he was like, "I saw you with it." I said, "You didn't see me with no fag." He said, "You had a fag downstairs." He said, "You had a fag downstairs when we had the last break." And I said, "What? What?" And the other guy said, "Cigarette. It's the fag." And I was like, "Oh, sure. I'll take a hand roll." He did a hand roll. And so those are funny when you like people don't know. And Italy has quite a bit of I think we learned the hand gestures from Italy, talking with our hands, doing all this. What do you think is the biggest misnomenclature for your country that you think we think, or do you not think at all?
No, I mean, there was a period in the early 2000s. I was living abroad. I was living in Amsterdam, and I was proud of being Italian. I mean, it was something that you could brag about with girls. I mean, girls when they heard you were Italian, he's Italian and he speaks English.
Yeah.
Seriously, he speaks English. He's Italian and he speaks English. I mean, it's really hard to find. I mean, I need to be honest with this. I'm lucky because my mom's Australian and she always talked English to me, and she still does. She doesn't do that with my kids, though. I mean, they refuse. It's not natural for me to talk to them in English. I would love to talk to them in English, but it doesn't come natural. Even because they're really cheeky kids, and 90% of times I'm yelling at them, and I'm yelling in Italian. And my wife's Italian, so it's not. I mean, when I was growing up, I spent a lot of times with my mom and my aunt. She's Australian. She was living here in Brindisi. Let's say my aunt was babysitting me in the first 3 years of my life, which is what I kept from English. That's why I learned English before Italian. I mean, I studied Italian at school, so it's a luck. It's like I feel I'm really, really lucky. Me and my brothers, we all speak English, so that's something good.
Nice.
What happened in the years after the 2000 is that politics in Italy basically ate the country from inside, and I think we still are one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And I don't say that like to brag. I say that in history-wise and in places-wise. I mean, with a small country like ours, you can find beautiful beaches and beautiful mountains. I mean, there's nothing missing. The only thing missing is some self-consciousness on politicians. There's we totally lost the possibility of understanding the cleanness of making politics. I think it's like that all around the world, but Italy are known to be like, you know, the worst. I mean, the boss mafia who has an agreement. I will do something for in change of something else, and that's what ruined politics. Because we could let's talk about Brindisi, for example. 100,000 inhabitants. We have ports. We have boats and ships to go to cruise. We have international airport. We have university, but we rank like nearly at the last in the quality of life. We rank last in Italy. I mean, there's nothing missing. It's a beautiful place. I love being in Brindisi. My brother and my sister live outside. My brother lives in Barcelona. He works for he worked for Computer Associates, now bought by Broadband, and he works in Barcelona. My sister is a scientist and works in Milan, right where the COVID is right now, and she was working in a hospital, working from home now as a researcher, as long as she can do that.
Right.
And they all left Brindisi because Brindisi was small. I left Brindisi when I was young, when I was 17, and I traveled a lot. I lived in Spain, I lived in Holland, I lived in Perugia, northern Italy. And when I decided to come back, it's because I found a good job, because otherwise probably I would move as well. But I like this place. It's beautiful. Geographically talking, there's nothing missing. It could be 100 times better. Yeah, the answer is yeah. And it's all about politics.
Everything can be better. I mean, everything can be better. I mean, the problem we have here in the States is that we seem to, nobody wants to acknowledge like in the middle. Everybody wants to be extreme on one end or extreme on the other end. And nobody wants to seem to realize that the majority of people like are in the middle somewhere. Like we don't, not people are extreme in this one hand and not people are this extreme in the other hand. Those are small percentage of groups, but they're the loudest. And so, sometimes they put you in a position you have to pick one side or the other. And I'm one of those people, and I don't want to speak for my brother, but I think he's one of those people too. But kind of like, I'm kind of like I understand what you're saying, but that's kind of fucking stupid. So I'm gonna like gravitate more towards the middle, where it kind of makes sense. It's kind of where everybody else is.
Exactly.
I think one of those same sentiment is, I think we talked about this before on the last show. I don't like it because you tell me to like it. I like it because I want to like it, and I like it when I fucking feel like liking it. Like stop telling me what to do. You know what I mean? Exactly. And that's the biggest thing with politicians, or I think our misconception of politics. We always think they're demanding us to do something, and instead of them saying, "We suggest you do this," you can do whatever the fuck you want, but we suggest that you file on this day and etc. It makes things a lot easier. The demand makes it, it makes you revolt. It makes people rebel because they feel that they're being told what to do instead of act what to do.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm reversing the question. You asked me what's a misconception for me as an Italian. What I really don't understand, and I'm talking about the US, I watch a lot of entertainers like Trevor Noah, so I get the more or less what's going on right there.
Yeah.
What I cannot understand is how people can be in favor of not having health care for everybody.
it's not a choice. Like, I don't think it's funny you say that, because we all want it. I don't know anyone that says no. Those people that say no are people that don't live near us and don't pay for healthcare. Those are people that get it because they have government jobs and it's included with them. So they don't understand what it's like. So I always say is, let the public servants, people that are politicians, let them live like the public. Let them live publicly. Let them live regular. You know, they get these super salaries, they get these numbers that are like not real, and they don't feel what real people feel. You know, I was working up in Toronto in Canada, and I was running a job up there, and I had to hire people, and I hired a project manager, and the first thing I said was, well, how are your medical benefits and so forth? And she was like, what are you talking about? You're American, aren't you? And I was like, oh, sorry. I forgot. And I just totally slipped my mind that they had inclusive healthcare. Yeah. And it seems to be a no-brainer. I just don't. We are sharing the same sympathy. We don't understand. Why not?
Yeah, we don't understand it. I don't think it's a matter of should everybody have healthcare. I think everybody agrees with that. I think the question is, how do you deliver that product? Because we've attached healthcare to employment. That's another thing we've done. So if you have a job, that job gives you a certain form of healthcare. Yeah. So we've kind of like accepted that, and it's kind of like alleviated the government of a certain amount of people. So the question becomes, okay, well, do you put those people back on healthcare? Do you eliminate private healthcare? It's a matter of delivering the product, and that's where everybody gets into the argument about.
Yeah, let's not talk about also the like insurance lobbies and stuff like that.
Yes,
really, really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wasn't referring to that mishmash. I was talking about shit like pizza. I'm talking about
pizza is good.
Yeah.
Really good.
We think we know what pizza is. We have this false misnomenclature that it's an Italian dish, right? And when we watch Italian food shows, you guys make it like a really good meal and tons of stuff on it, and we like ours flat and crispy. And what's your word? What's your take on pizza?
I think I'm not the right person you want to ask, because I love the pizza, the style you like it.
Okay.
90% of my pizza comes out of the freezer. Yeah. I just put like sausage on, or whatever I have in the house, like spicy cheese, right in the oven, nice, thin, crispy. That's the way I like it. And people make fun of me here because they say that's not.
That's what I was looking for. That's the response I was looking for.
I'm gonna be honest. I want to be honest about that. So.
Yeah, you're chopping up a little bit, but yes, that's what we wanted to hear. Your pizza. Now John said you made a comment on what? What was his comment, John? On the food?
Oh no, the video you did about making the pasta, that was fucking awesome. It was, first of all, it was hilarious. It was hilarious because you looked not like you disagreed. You looked like your soul was hurting.
Yeah,
you were like, who the fuck told this guy how to make pasta?
Yeah, exactly.
It was just like it offended you.
It did. You should see, you should see the original video I was referring to, and go read the comments. Go read the comments. I mean, it's like one after the other. It's an insult one after the other, because that's not the way you do. You can be Gordon Ramsay or you can be the Pope. If you don't know how to do spaghetti carbonara, you don't just simply don't know. I mean, people, if you see my video, people are arguing about my carbonara. I'm not a chef. But my carbonara, I mean, if I serve it in any Italian restaurant in the world, I'm going to get compliments about that. Even though it's not the regular carbonara. Of course, I didn't have the right ingredients. People killed me on that video because they were trying to defend Gordon Ramsay. And if you see the numbers, I got like nearly 40K views. because like people were interested to see and what happened is that I did the video criticizing a video that was from 2014. Okay. Then after 2 months, Gordon Ramsay on a live show on Instagram came out with a horrible carbonara. His case wanted that I had that tag in my video, and my video was like shared by a German cooking website. They shared my video, and I got so much traffic in from that video. I got like nearly 200 or 300 subscribers from that.
Oh,
And lots of hate as well because I had lots of thumbs down. I mean, I can understand you're defending maybe Gordon Ramsay and you didn't like my carbonara, but I'm no chef. I'm just a regular dude who cooks and grew up with my grandma, seeing how my grandma cooks, and I didn't die. I'm actually overweight. And the pasta was like really tasty. So that came out of nothing. I mean, that video really came out of nothing. I was sitting there, I was bored, and I watched this video and I said, oh my God, is this guy serious? And it has 7 million views. This video has 7 million views, or 7 million people. Like even though they're not 7, even though it's only 1 million doing pasta the way he's doing it, that's a crazy damage for humanity.
For humanity.
Yeah, I'm serious. Because then you go, I mean, you see people like what was wrong with that video, basically. Basically, what was wrong with that video is that they're putting oil in the cold water before the water boils.
Boils up.
By the fact, I think it generates some like cancerological stuff if you boil oil inside of water because they never melt and something goes wrong. They say it's not to let the spaghetti stick. If the spaghetti are good, they're never going to stick.
Right.
And if you put your spaghetti in hot water, if you put your spaghetti in rolling boiling water, it's not going to stick. Yeah.
So hearing that from a chef, like from a Michelin star chef. Is he serious? And then I see he was putting salt before the water boiling. Everybody knows that salt slows down the boiling process. So what we do is, like, as soon as the water boils, we throw the salt in, just a little bit of salt
to tame the oil.
But never oil.
Right.
What happens is that then you take the spaghetti and then you put it in a pan with oil.
Right.
But like water and oil never get in contact.
Yeah. Never. Oil and water don't mix. It's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
We've seen tons of disasters, and that's a funny one. I want to go back and check those comments. That guy can be a little bit annoying sometimes. I mean, he's definitely. I had a friend who was on that show, and she said he was the god awful demagogue to work for. Like, it was just horrible. Like, it was like, okay.
Yeah, he's entertaining in television. I mean, it works. It's like it's a character that works a lot.
It works on TV, yes.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said it was clearly like for the show, and it was like, okay, now I'm from the hood. Like I'm from like, we don't take this shit lightly. So you got too many times to yell at me, motherfucker. You know. So weird. So man, so it's 4:00 in the afternoon for you out there. What's your day-to-day now that, and again, we're talking COVID time, because now it's just really family time, right? I mean, you're spending a lot more time with family.
A bit too much.
I think we all have the same cabin fever. If you're lucky, depending on where you live. I have upstairs, downstairs. I can hide in this room and know it, as long as I bring some food down, some vodka, some water and coffee, I can hang out here for hours. And they look outside and see my car and they go, he's still here. We just think he's in his lair, you know?
I had to put Peppa Pig on in the lounge, like, so they're watching Peppa Pig now. And I told my wife, like, just give me an hour and a half, then we go have a walk somewhere. I mean, just like, let me chill a little bit. I mean, I'm lucky because I have like a pair of twins. They're 4-year-old and they keep company each other, so a lot. The only problem is that every once in a while they fight and they get into serious fight. I don't know where they get all that violence from. Because we're like, really, I saw blood in my, like, the little girl is the worst. She rules at home.
Really?
He's the one who writes on the wall, then comes up to me and he said, you know, Lorenzo just wrote on the wall. Yeah, she's a small little B-I-T.
You got your own troublemaker.
Troublemaker. I don't know where that comes from. I mean, maybe me. Probably I'm getting paid for my DNA.
Oh man. So you're gonna. So later you get to hang out with your kids. What's Italy's? I mean, in your area, what do you do for? What's a normal day? I guess working. You work from home most of the time, or? I'm currently working from home. Up to now, I know that I will work from home until the mid of May. Uh-huh.
And if I was like going to work regularly, like afternoons in the summer, like let's call it summer, because I mean we're actually in summer right now.
Yes.
I mean days like that, I would quit work at 4:30, grab the kids, and go to parks and to the beach, or fix stuff in the garden.
Mm-hmm. Garden. He's fading in and out.
Fading in and out.
Yeah, with my. Is it better now?
Yes.
There we
Is it
go.
better?
Got you back. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're back.
It's a little Wi-Fi bang.
Okay, so like during summer, we do all relaxing activities and stuff like that. Family and go out. It's beautiful to have a walk in the center, go to shops and stuff like that. During winter, kids have activities. They both do classic dance at the moment. I don't know if they will continue in September.
Right.
And I think they want to do basketball starting September. So we will divide ourselves. My wife with one kid at basketball, and me with the other at the dance school. So and days are really short in winter here. We like it gets dark around 5:30, so there's not much light time after work.
Right.
So you're inside, you're with friends, organizing dinners or YouTube videos.
Wow. So man, so your life is pretty full, and your wife she's obviously busy with the kids, and you split the time. What does she do for regular, or
she's an accountant for a travel agency.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Currently at home because travel agency is closed.
Yeah.
So she's on. She gets paid by the state. Every once in a while, she goes to the office for a couple of hours because paperwork never stops.
Right.
I mean, there's no contact with the public, but accounts need to be done. So.
And do you have a big tourist city? Do you have people come there to tour? People come in your town of Italy, or?
Let's say 80% of people who come here is because they're going to Greece.
Okay.
Brindisi was one of the main ports going to Greece. I mean, who travels through Italy, goes like Venice, Florence, and goes down the peninsula, goes to Naples, and then the next stop after Naples usually is Brindisi before going to Greece. So, but now lately, Salento, like all my area, became like really, really popular. First with Italians, and now we have lots of German people coming in with their like roulottes and campers, like car house coming down. It's a beautiful area. As mentioned, it could be a blast, but again, if we don't work politically, probably will stay like that for another 50 years.
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's always a damper in the camper, as we say. But man, that's Greece, beautiful. You have some great sights. I mean, I seen your water side, your countryside. You got a ton of beautiful areas, man. Keep shooting, man. Keep sharing those videos, man. We love the content, and you're a great inspiration for guys like us. We too do not do this for the fund, for the money. If we did, we'd be destitute. But
that's right. We'd be collecting cans.
Exactly.
we love, like yourself. We love sharing. We love content. We love putting out stuff that people can go think about, and we love stirring shit. We like talking about shitty pizzas, and so. What else, John?
I think that's going to be it, man. We appreciate you coming on. Alessandro, let us know where they can find your YouTube channel, man.
Yeah, it's like my name and surname as you see it on screen if you search for it, or I'll link it and send it over if you want.
And if don't forget, like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
People say, people always ask us.
The like button if you did like the video. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed.
Right.
People always tell us, say, hey, I got a question about the video you made or the podcast you put on, and we're saying, hit the damn subscribe button, put the comment in,
right?
Give it the comment. Don't tell us afterwards. That's pointless to us.
Yeah, people
damn comments.
They text me on the side and say, "Oh, I saw that video. You said, who's the guy with the so and so?" Answer the fucking put it in there in the comments. Well, Alessandro, thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. Thank you for spending some time with us. all the way from Italy, our first international guest. Oh man, this is awesome. This has been Two Bros Podcast, episode 99.
99.8. I don't know what we're going to do when we get to 100.
We've been
holding off on 100. We were at 99 and then COVID hit. And so we're like, okay, well, let's do like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. We're getting there. We're going to have to do 100 pretty soon.
Gonna have to do 100. We'll have to be in person and be live. So, Alessandro, once again, thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. Have a blessed week, but more important, be a blessing to someone else.
Oh, fuck them.
That's right.
Peace out, Alessandro. Thank you.
Bye, guys.